Hey, what is up, everybody? It is Uncle Mad. We are here at the Orange parking garage at Disney Springs. Last day in Florida, part 2. But this is not our planned destination yet. We have come to Disney Springs because I'm going to use the bus service here to get to one of the Walt Disney World resorts, because I'm going to do something I've never done before. And I've been a little sarcastic on a few of the things that I said I've never done before, but this one is legit something I've never done before. We are going to do what's known as the Skyliner crawl. Now, this is similar to the monorail crawl. I did a video where I did the monorail crawl and then I deleted all the footage, so you never got to see it. But this one, hopefully I'll keep it in and you won't ever miss it. Basically, the way it works is you get on the Skyliner and you go to each of the resorts on the Skyliner chain. You pop in, you hang out, you have a drink. I'm not a drinker, but to do this, you have to do that. And then you just kind of loop around and come back. So we came here to Disney Springs because we can park here for free in the garage. I'll grab a bus to maybe Pop Century. Is that the best place to start? Probably. Yeah, let's go to Pop Century and we will start the Skyliner crawl. Not the watermelon crawl, the Skyliner crawl. If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl. Y'all know that song? This might have been a bad plan. It just occurred to me, I have a long history of, for whatever reason, getting turned around and not being able to find where the bus terminal here is at Disney Springs. But here we are, we're gonna give it a shot, we're gonna go for it. It's too late to turn back now. I guess it's not, the car's right back there, but we've made a commitment, so we stick to it. It's always nice coming down this escalator into Disney Springs, but ultimately, we're going somewhere else. Actually, is that the bus terminal right there? Am I finally gonna figure this out super easily? Oh my God, how have I missed this every time I've been here? All right, so the Skyliner station we're gonna start at is split between Pop Century and Disney's Art of Animation. And I don't know that I've ever even been to Disney's Art of Animation and walked around, so let's start there. All right, after every other Skyliner resort bus came, the Art of Animation bus arrived. Never been here before, so we're gonna have to figure out what the layout is and figure out where to go. Oh, we're in the gift shop. Didn't expect this. All right, Landscape of Flavors is over there. That's probably more of a food court based on what I know of the other resorts. From my experience at Pop Century, I'm thinking our best bet here is to see if they have a pool bar. All right, so we do have a pool bar here called the Drop Off. I'm not sure what that has to do with animation, but let's stop here and get a drink. All right, so we are going with the strawberry jalapeno margarita here. Not a drinker, but I like strawberry. Not crazy about spice, but we'll give this a shot. I bet if you had like really little kids, this would be a really good place to stay. Because you've got like straight imagery and stuff straight from the cartoons. I'm not a fan of cars, so I actually kind of hate cars, so this is not where I would want to stay. Okay, I figured out where Pop Century is. The Skyliner's like right there through the trees. It's kind of crazy with how they're like dumbing down and sterilizing the other resorts that now, like the value resorts here at Disney, are arguably the most themed resorts here. Honestly, I'd stay at Pop Century every trip I came down here, but they've just like, it's the value resort, but it's like gotten astronomically expensive compared to what it used to be. I mean, it's like over $200 a night. And like the mid-tier hotels at Universal that I've stayed at, like Cabana Bay, are like 110. So why would I stay at Disney's value resort if it's like 2 to 3 times as expensive as Universal's mid-tier resort, and even more expensive than like a place like the Sheraton that we stayed at on this trip? So I mean, the park tickets are one thing, but with the hotel prices, that's where I really think Disney's getting out of control, is with those, because like it's such a benefit to Disney to have people stay on property that if they're pricing people out of staying even at the values, that's just, to me, that's a huge mistake. All right, so we'll be back here in just a minute, but first we got to make one more stop at this destination and check out Pop Century. The backstory on Art of Animation is pretty crazy. It was originally supposed to be the second phase of Pop Century. Like Pop Century goes up until like I think the 60s or 70s or something like that. And Art of Animation was really supposed to pick up the next part of the century, maybe the 50s, I don't know. Look it up for better clarification, but it was halfway built, and then 9/11 happened and the tourism industry crashed because nobody was flying. So Disney left it sitting there like half built for a very long time. And when they decided to move forward on the project years later, they changed course and made it like an animation themed resort instead of continuing the Pop Century thing, which makes Pop Century hilarious because it's only like half the century. And we've never gotten the rest of the century. At our next stop is Petals. I spent quite a bit of time here when I stayed at Pop Century Resort. Not to drink, but just for like the camaraderie at the end of the night where everybody kind of hangs around and talks about what their favorite rides were from the day when they went to the parks. So for our stop at Pop Century, just went with a standard beer. Nothing on the specialty menu really jumped out to me at the Petals bar. And you know, I'm not a drinker, so if there's nothing that really speaks to me, I'm just like, I guess beer, because I think beer is what normal drinkers are standardly known to drink. So I'm gonna finish this up, sit by the lake and watch the Skyliner go before we make our way over there to jump onto it and head to our next destination. Did you know in 1964, 10,000 screaming teenage fans greet the Beatles when they land at JFK Airport in New York City? The Fab Four then perform on the Ed Sullivan Show. I think they changed tents like midway through that factoid. Here goes the Skyliner. What an incredible addition to Walt Disney World this has been. I just got my first sorry about the game comment on the shirt I'm wearing, so kind of tells you the kind of Disney kind of exists outside the sports bubble. So although I have seen a lot of Jacksonville fans, not a lot, I've seen like 4 Jacksonville fans in my time here this weekend, but 4 Jacksonville fans is more than I've ever seen in my life in Orlando, so that tells you about what's happening there. Bandwagon. All right, it's been real over here at Hourglass Lake Resorts, but it's time to hop onto the Skyliner and make our way to our next destination. Got a solo cabin again. I think it's more common going through the resorts that they'll let you get solo, because especially like middle of the day right now, there's not like a whole lot of demand for it.
Welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner at Disney's Pop Century Resort and Disney's Art of Animation Resort. We are on our way to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort.
She's doing the narration for me. I have to tell you, that's where we're going
Hollywood
next.
Studios and Epcot International Gateway.
Anyway, I think it's more likely to get the solo cabin.
We are
when you're
now
coming up.
gliding over Hourglass Lake. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the most magical flight on Earth.
I think it's more likely to get the solo cabin when you're coming out of the resorts, especially middle of the day when it's not as busy, as opposed to like leaving the parks where there's tons of people trying to get on, or early in the morning when there's tons of people at the resort trying to get on to get to the parks. So nice to have a solo cabin to just kick back, relax, and enjoy the ride on the most luxurious way to fly, or whatever it was that woman just said. It'll be interesting going to the Caribbean Beach Resort because that was the first like full-scale Disney resort me and my family stayed at when we used to come way back in the 90s. I think we stayed at like one of like the...
In just a few moments, we will be arriving at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. All passengers must disembark or transfer at this station. We hope you enjoyed your journey, and thank you for flying the Disney Skyliner.
I think we may have stayed at the Treehouse Villas the very first time we ever stayed at Disney, or the very first time we ever went to Disney. But then after that, the next trip we did Caribbean Beach Resort, and then we've done Boardwalk ever since. And I don't know that I've actually been back, other than for like transfers at the Skyliner station, to Caribbean Beach since that trip. Caribbean Beach? What is it? What did she say? Go by what she said. So it'll be fun to kind of like hang out at the actual resort for a change. I don't even know where we're going to go here because I have no idea what the layout is, what there is to do here, if there's bars, restaurants, food. No idea. We're just going to fly by the seat of our pants on this one. There's a Joffrey's right when you get off here. That makes a lot of sense if there's a lot of people traveling here. Alright, so it looks like Old Port Royale is where we should head. Well, here's something. Spyglass Grill. maybe this is the option we need to find. All right, so this is the Trinidad area of the resort. I think this is actually where we stayed when I came with my family, but it looks like all of this is getting major renovations going on here. They don't even let you walk these paths here up the resort, and you can see there's like some kind of permits on all the windows too, so probably going to turn these into like Howard Johnson style rooms that are boring and generic. All right, we found the Spyglass Grill, and as big as this resort is, this one wasn't too bad. Skyliner station's right there, so it was just like a little loop around. It's right here, but like really, if you look at the map, this resort's kind of freaking huge. Oh wait, they've got the Riviera on the map too, so that doesn't count. All right, so since I once stayed here at Caribbean Beach with my family, I thought as a tribute to my mom, based on the menu they had available here at Spyglass Grill, I'd get a strawberry daiquiri, because this is literally the only alcoholic beverage I've ever known my mom to drink, and I think she only drinks them on New Year's and maybe the Super Bowl. So as a tribute to my mother, who I love dearly, here is a strawberry daiquiri. Flavorful and refreshing. I said as a tribute to my mom, this is the only alcoholic beverage she drinks. I don't like calling beverages alcoholic beverages because I feel like that connotates that like if you drink it, you're automatically an alcoholic. Like a beverage with alcohol, I think, is a more appropriate term. Although, are we really like, you know, gonna legislate like what's appropriate ways to talk about booze? Who knows? I'm not a drinker. I'm not the person who should be talking about this subject, but I was just thinking about it because like you have like non-alcoholic beer. It's like, oh, here's beers for people that aren't alcoholics. Maybe that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Once again, I'm not a drinker. I'm not the person who should be legislating this type of the terminology we use for alcoholic beverages with alcohol. Cheers to you that are drinkers, though. I was just texting a buddy about how next year I'd love to come back and do either the full marathon or the full-on dopey challenge, because I've seen so many people and like who have done it, and I'm like, well, if that person did it, I could definitely do it, you know. But I think the mental block is that like I can't run a race without just like feeling like I have to run as hard as I can and do like the best I can. Like it was like I was like booking it yesterday morning, like trying to like run as hard as I could. I never stopping for like the characters, so I finally saw Max Goof and I was like, Max Goof, I gotta stop for him. Like, I don't know if I can switch my brain into a mode where it's just like, let's just finish this thing, let's just have fun, let's just be out here to have fun, to complete it. Also, the dopey's like super expensive, so I might need to start a GoFundMe if I want to do the dopey next year. So if I can switch my brain to like, you don't have to, like I don't, like I'll get good times when I run, but I always feel like I have to run as hard as I can when I'm running, so. And that's why my knee is a wreck, so. I need a GoFundMe to fund me doing the dopey challenge next year, and also to get me a therapist to switch my brain to where I don't have to be like a weird hardo who's not even in that good a shape. Like I'm a hardo who's in bad shape to begin with, so it's the worst possible combination. I was just thinking, this is like the quietest spot I've found maybe ever at a Disney resort, and then I was like, oh yeah, all the rooms are closed for renovations in this area, which makes it kind of weird that the Spyglass Grill is still open when this whole like section of the resort seems to be closed down. It looks like there's like maybe a section over there that's still open. Like there's a pool right behind Spyglass Grill that people are like hanging out at, so there has to be some of these rooms that are open and available, but like this specific area directly by Spyglass Grill is all shut down. So kind of funny that it's open. Like I think that's why those signs that we walked by were there, to direct you to Spyglass Grill, because they're like, you wouldn't come over in this area unless you were looking for something to eat or drink, because nobody's staying in the rooms that are over here in this area. But it makes for a good peace and quiet. Good place to just chill and drink a strawberry daiquiri, as my mother would. All right, so it's been fun, Caribbean Beach. But we've got to move on to the next one. Riviera Resort up next. So I feel like if I had park tickets today, I would include Hollywood Studios as a part of this crawl, but I don't, so the only thing left to do is go the other way for Riviera, Epcot / Boardwalk / Yacht and Beach Club / all that stuff.
That celebrates the relaxing seaports and romantic vistas of Europe's Mediterranean coast.
Alright, so my only experience with the Riviera Resort is Character Breakfast is up there at Topolino's Terrace, so I don't know where the other dining and drinking options are, but we'll head in and figure it out. Bar Riva sounds like a place that might be of interest to us. Let's keep exploring. All right, here we go. Bar Riva is our destination. This place looks kind of nice. All right, here's a look at the Bar Riva menu. I think we're gonna go with the Mediterranean Wave. Good spot for some sports watching. That's weird. This is a good place to watch sports ball. Right, here it is, the Mediterranean Wave. Cheers. It's very citrusy. It's like a frozen lemonade. Something else in it. All right, that does it for the Riviera Resort. One stop left to go. The Epcot Resorts. Last leg of our journey. The guy at the Riviera Resort, the Skyliner in Tim, was pretty cool. He's like, "You want your own?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm in no hurry. I could wait for my own." Because it's like at Riviera, a lot of people are just passing through to get to Epcot, so there's not a lot of people getting off at Riviera. So I was like, "Yeah, I got no time. I ain't in a rush." So he's like, "Cool." So he just let me hang out there until there was an empty one and there was nobody else in line. He's like, "There you go. There's your own bucket." So should have looked at his name tag so I could give him a class compliment. Dang it. Well, thank you. If you know who's working at the Riviera Skyliner station, Sunday, December 8th at 4 o'clock, shout out to that guy. Cast compliment to that guy. Going to the Epcot Resorts, we'll probably do a full loop around Crescent Lake. We got the Yacht and Beach Club and Boardwalk there. We'll do like a quick loop around, and that'll wrap up our Skyliner crawl. Look at this Tesla right here. It's like pink and white with polka dots. Can you see it? Is the screen stuff blocking it? I hope you can see it. All right, here we go. Let's go. No crash. We have arrived at Crescent Lake. And once again, the sun is directly in my face. We need to find a place to enjoy a beverage here at Yacht and/or Beach Club. Do I have to do both? Do I have to do Yacht and Beach Club? I don't know if they have like separate entities. Well, we're gonna start on this side and then we'll wrap up at Boardwalk. All right, Hurricane Hannah's looks like the spot here. All right, I got an ice water from Hurricane Hannah's. So now we just need to find somewhere to get a drink at the Yacht Club. Oh my God, look at this puppy. I want to bring Oli to Disney World. Okay, so we're at the Ale and Compass Lounge. I'm whispering because this feels way too fancy for me to be in here. I got a beer. I'm gonna drink this and get out of here as quickly as possible because I might get arrested for being too poor. So even though the layouts of the lobbies are essentially copycatted, I felt like the Yacht Club was way more hoity-toity than the Beach Club. I felt way out of place there and I had to get out of there as soon as possible. So there's a guy, judging by his outfit, very serious runner. who's been doing laps around Crescent Lake since I got here. I've seen him go by me like 4 or 5 times when I've been walking out here. And I have to wonder, there's no way he ran the marathon today. Is he one of the unfortunate people who wanted to run the marathon, didn't get signed up, and now he's doing his own version on Crescent Lake? If so, props to him. Abracadabra feels like the right place to finish up this journey today. Right here's the look over the menu. Pause or slow down if you want a better look at it. I might get some food while I'm here too. Always been a fan of the design and kind of the layout and ambiance of this bar. But I think the one thing it really is missing is like actual magicians walking around doing tricks while you're hanging out here. It seems such an easy thing. Like, it's abracadabra. How do you not have magicians here? Just like one magician going table to table would even be a nice touch. Alright, so we got a golden ale and these beautiful looking fries here at Abracadabra. Holy crap. This is a good way to end the loop. Cheers. Or apple teas. What the heck? These fries are awesome. Oh my god. We ended this on the perfect way possible. These fries are incredible. Hold on. Watch me eat one more because everybody pays for this. So I thought I'd had these fries before, but I don't think so because they were so good. The sauce, I don't know what this was, it's like a Parmesan cream sauce. I gotta figure out how to make that because these fries were incredible. Also, I think this might be like a bowl from Satuli Canteen, but I can't be sure. That was the perfect capper to our Skyliner crawl. Finishing up at my favorite resort. And I swear I've had those fries before, but they were so good tonight. Like, I don't even remember what else I've done all day today because those fries just blew my mind and took me over. So good. I gotta figure out how to make those at home because that sauce was, oh my god, so good. But that's gonna do it for this video. Skyliner crawl is over. But one more trip from the, or one more trip? No, that's the trip still going. One more video from this trip is still to come because I gotta get off of the Skyliner loop. I gotta get back to my rental car. I gotta get back to the airport. I gotta get back to Nashville. How is that gonna happen? You're gonna have to subscribe to the channel with the bell turned on for notifications to find out. I might not. I might just live here. I could live here. This is kind of awesome being down here. But I wouldn't have Mr. Cat, so here's Mr. Cat. Spoiler alert, I made it home. Stay tuned to find out how. Chill out, brother.